Alright, guys. I saw the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and all of the rumors are true. Do not see this movie. You will, in fact, be horny for Dr. Eggman. Welcome to Paramecia Fancast, the One Piece fancast, where we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every single week. My name is John.
My name is Franz, and I too am horny for Jimothy Carey's Eggman.
He is he's so good in the movie. You know, it's hard. It's hard when you see the memes talking about, like, warning you against getting horny at the Sonic movie. And it's hard to watch it thinking, haha, I'm gonna ironically get horny at the movie, haha. And then halfway through find yourself being unironically horny. This movie has set a dangerous precedent.
Doing anything ironically is a gateway into doing something non-ironically.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
A good example is, like, I feel like in college I used to, like, use words ironically, and then I just use it unironically.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Yeah, that it's a slippery slope, y'all. But not in the political sense. It's
yeah. It's literally the meme, the quote from The Dark Knight. Sometimes you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That is exactly how this went. I thought that it was just a funny joke and a meme, everyone getting horny for this Sonic movie, but it was a really good movie.
See, the thing is, in those situations, John, you went in thinking, I'll ironically be a furry. In a couple weeks, you'll actually be a furry. Much like how I thought I'd ironically be trans. Now I legitimately am trans.
Jesus.
That's what happens.
That's what happens.
Be careful out there. Protect your kids.
Protect your kids. How did this turn into a PSA of, like... Jesus.
This is the... PSA stands for Paramecia something advice. Yeah.
Paramecia...
Got it in one.
Paramecia, not service announcement. Paramecia, suck ass.
Got it. Actually, you got it in one. I didn't. Yeah. You did.
Got it in one.
Johnny boy, what are we doing today?
Speaking of ones, chapter 971, Sentenced to Boil. God, this chapter was fucking amazing.
A lot. It was powerful.
Yeah, it was a lot, and it was good. And I know we were, like, a couple weeks ago, I think maybe last chapter, the chapter before, I remember specifically saying, like, oh, maybe we'll get, like, 1 or 2 more chapters of the flashback and it'll be over. Nah. Not this time, boy.
We're staying here.
Yeah,
this is One Piece now.
Oda said, hey, listen up, dummies. We're staying here, because this shit is good. And I'm like, yes, papa. Yes, papa. May I please have some more?
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny. Oda said, Johnny. Yes, papa. Eating sugar? No, papa. Telling lies? No, papa.
Here's
Open
some
your
flashback.
mouth. Ha ha ha.
I feel like there's a way. We're like, we're starting now. We can be off topic. I feel like you can take the like Johnny, yes, papa, and turn it into, like, the reveal of, like, when they first saw, like, the One Piece and they all laughed.
Yeah.
Instead of telling lies, like, reveal secrets about the world government. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Joy boy. Yes, papa. Eating sugar? No, papa. Oh, man. But this cover story first, because this shit, we're still in Dressrosa. Gang Beige's Oh My Family, Volume 20, keep going, Gotti, it's all up to you. And Gotti's the only one who's not out of commission, who's not being feverishly made out with. And we hear Chiffon saying help, and part of me, I think it was implied that Chiffon was, like, off the island, but I am kind of hoping that, like, he ends up saving Chiffon, and then he realizes that he didn't save Chiffon, and he helped
And it's
out Lola. Yeah,
That would be great.
because I don't. I mean, no, yeah, they've never. None of the Beige family has met Lola. Nobody's met Lola, I don't think, other than Chiffon.
They only know that it's
Right? Yeah, she was
they
gone.
look alike.
Yeah, but some good stuff. Some good stuff. I want Godi to put in some work. I want him to hopefully fuck up one of those Marines and actually save Chiffon, because I love Chiffon.
Godi got fucked last chapter, last cover. So
Yeah.
hopefully we see him do something, you know. It'd be good, I think.
Yeah, I want Gang Beige's All My Family Volume 21 Revengeance. That's what I want. But oh my goodness. Let's just start out with the first page, because hold on. I got something to talk about on the first page alone. So they say it starts off with a long shot of the castle and says, "Don't eat that, Momonosuke. It hasn't been tested for poison yet." And he says, "Mother, why is my life in danger?" And it shows the guy, I think he was the guy telling Sukiyaki about, like, he was reading off the shit about Lord Oden. I think it's the same guy, right?
Yeah, it is. He's
Yeah.
Sukiyaki's retainer.
Yeah. And Lady Toki's like, "Because your father is a great man, and you are meant to one day carry this nation on your shoulders. It's safe for you, Lord Momonosuke, Lady Hiyori." And he just says, "Mother, is it true that today father will be..." And he starts crying while he's eating. And Hiyori doesn't know. She's like, "Brother?" And I don't know. I don't think Toki would tell them that, like, he's gonna die today. But I also don't know if that's, like, common knowledge or not. Like, if Momonosuke would be able to find out. Because I would like to think that they would try to, like, keep it from him as, like, long as possible. I mean, eventually he'd find out. And especially because he's the next in line. So, I mean, they would probably tell him.
For sure.
Part of me is also like, big ass crack theory brain. The picture of those, like, feels guy memes with, like, the giant brain that has to be held up by, like, a thing on wheels. It's like, Momonosuke does have the voice of all things. Like, did he somehow just figure it out? Yeah. Did he somehow, like, is that why he's crying? Because he just, like, can hear from the voice of all things that, like, his father's about to die?
You know, it's not impossible. We don't have, like, a standard for what the voice of all things can do.
Yeah, we don't have a standard. There's not really a visual cue as to, like, oh, it's happening. So, as of right now in the story, like, anything's possible. If it's popsicle, it's possible.
That, you know, if they're not going to show us, it's up to us.
Yeah,
we
it's up
gotta
to us.
discover this.
Yeah, but no, yeah, Momonosuke, I think he already knows. He knows that Lord Oden is well, this is it, guys. He's about to go down. But
yeah, it's unfortunate for that kid to go through that, you know?
Yeah, but he should know, at the very least, that his father is going down like a fucking champion.
Oh boy, howdy is he. We get the introduction straight to the pot of oil. It's enormous, and the fire around it is raging as the 10 of them are sitting there ready. We get the announcement, like, babang, the public execution of Kozuki Oden and his 9 vassals will begin momentarily. And you get a bunch of, like, randos from the crowd. Hurry, it's not every day you get to see boiling, which is, like, really fucked. It only takes a second because they use oil. We don't want to miss this. Jesus, shit. And so there's
like,
a bunch
so
of people in the
fucked up.
crowd just talking about, like, how to them Oden was a disappointment, and they're saying he couldn't beat Kaido. What a fool of a lord. What was he good for anyway? And other hit things.
Yeah, such classic hits as "What a fool of a lord" and "So what is he good for anyways?" reprise. But, oh, dude, this shot of Kaido and Orochi, like, sitting next to each other just pisses me off.
These
I
two
said
bastards.
Absolute bastards. I said it in the Discord, and I'll say it again when it comes up later. Like, God, I want Orochi gone. on many, many levels.
I definitely agree with you. He should be like completely wiped from the face of the planet.
Yeah. But Oden says, I request that you give me a chance. It is imperative that I survive. And that line alone, I'm like, like,
Ooh.
does he mean that for the people? Or, like, does that have something to do with, like, his knowledge of the Void Sentry and shit?
It's tasty.
Yeah, it's a little tasty morsel to chew on. It's a little it's pretty good. But, this next part, okay, we cut over to the guy behind him, and he's like, into the pot already, no more jokes. Don't beg for your life now. And you see him slip on, like, I guess the floor is, like, oily, because, you know, the boiling oil is probably, like, spitting up shit. And holy fuck, Oda. Jesus Christ. I did not. When I woke up on a nice Sunday morning to read my Sunday morning funnies for One Piece, I didn't expect to see somebody get fucking boiled alive, like, for real. Like, fall in the oil and just fucking melt. You know what this looks like? This is, like, horrifying. This is like the end of Gremlins 1. Gizmo lifts up the curtains and lets the sunlight in on Stripe, and you get to watch as this gremlin just fucking melts. Like, the skin melts off of his body as the sunlight is just destroying him. Why did Oda think this was okay to draw? This is so disturbing.
Yeah, it's really, like, because the guy falls in and then immediately goes crispy, crawls out, drops and rolls, and is like immediately like,
dude, and people are like, no, stay away. Like, they don't, like, what the fuck? They don't even try to put him out, bro. He's done. Like,
he's done.
This is so fucked up. And like, the way Oda draws his body on the ground, like, bro, none of that was okay. And I think the funniest part to all this, like, I hate to laugh, but, like, Oden, like, watches this happen, and then you see the guy's burning body on the ground. Immediately, Oden, all 10 of us will enter the pot together. If any, like, he just keeps, like,
the timing is a little,
like, Oden is like, all right, I care about all the people on Wano, but, I mean, this guy was gonna throw me in the oil, so, you know, everybody but him, I guess. Like,
yeah.
But this, oh, fucking Oden, absolute legend right here. All 10 of us will enter the pot together. If any of us withstand the boiling for the amount of time you agree upon, please let them go free. And all the vassals are like, what, Lord Oden, what is this? He's like, withstand? That's an instantaneous death sentence. And Kaido is, like, amused. He's like, go get a clock to count the time. Yes, sir, you have 1 hour. Let's see you last that long. It's enough time to get lightheaded in the bath. Fucking, see, like, Kaido is down to fucking clown. Kaido's hubris knows no bounds, which will be his downfall, which already is his downfall in the current timeline.
Yeah, it is. And, I think this is kind of like, it's not foreshadowing, but it gives us good details about, like, who and what Kaido is as, like, a person.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, like, the next line is, like, Oden saying, do I have your word on that? And he responds, of course. We know nowadays that those people are alive. Everyone but Oden.
Yeah.
Kaido kept his word. And that's weird.
Yeah. It's, it's very strange. Very strange indeed. But, dude, oh, man. The townspeople are like, he still won't give up? Can you make it quick? I've got errands to run. Pathetic to the very end. And, oh my god. This man, you see him jump, he just jumps in the oil, and he starts fucking burning, and everybody is like, don't let him go alone, like, after him, we'll meet again in the afterlife. And he says, all of you, get on top of the plank. And this is like one of those panels, one of those double page spreads panel that's, like, going to live on in One Piece history. This Lord Oden in the pot, he has a plank of wood, and all of the 9 scabbards are on top of the plank, and only Oden is in the boiling oil. And Oh my god, it's insane. All of them are screaming like, Odin, stop this. Like, it ought to be the other way around. We should be the ones to hold you up. And he's like, shut up and stay there. This is an order. Bro.
The amount of, like, the only word to describe Odin at this point is cojones.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, the English word, the closest one, I suppose, would be the bollocks on this fucking man.
The absolute manliness of this man.
This sounds really bad, but I'm gonna be funny for a little bit. The plank kind of just looks like an extension of his, like, hairline.
Yeah, if you get rid of that little white line.
Yeah.
Like, if you get rid of the little outline of his hair and let the black of the bottom fade in, like, this is this is Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Odin, SSGSS Odin. So good, so good.
It's like Gone from Hunter x Hunter, but it's sideways instead.
Yeah, the like 8-story tall hair thing. Oh, dude, that's too good.
The whole scene continues developing from there, where we've got Orochi getting very impatient about it, being an absolute bastard man, saying, oh, his vassals aren't even touching the oil. But Kaido's in on it. Kaido likes this deal, saying all 10 of them are within the pot. It's true. He finds it entertaining because he's a gross bastard pirate man.
Yeah.
But he does give Odin a shred of respect. He does mention how he's holding up 9 great big men on his own, and everyone on his scabbards was massive. That would take incredible physical strength already, but to do it while standing on boiling oil? Oh, God. And we got the scene of Shinobu witnessing this, crying, as Odin is constantly getting scathed by this boiling hot oil.
Yeah, that's so messed up, dude. We see Odin, like, I don't even think a whole minute has passed, and then, well, even Kaido says, like, Wororo, like, what's the matter? It hasn't even been 1 minute yet. And time is ticking by, and all the people are just, like, sitting there watching, and the Oniwabanshu are, like, right there, and they're like, how strong can one man's skin be?
The answer's very strong.
Yeah, the answer is scientists hate him. It's that ad that this man is fucking withstanding hot oil, and basically you're a fucking loser.
I mean, yeah, that's what's going on.
But oh, dude, all the 9 scabbards are like on top of the thing, and they're like, I feel as though the heat alone is going to bake me alive. Stop whining, Raizo, or I'll really give you something to complain about. All we gotta do is stand here. And they're like, don't move, like, the shifting weight will weigh on him below. And, God, we can see, like, what I assume are blood vessels bursting, and, like, the oil is, like, you know, fucking doing its job and frying him. Well, and it's only been 4 minutes.
I'm gonna get kind of graphic here. Because this is how fucked this is. If you think about it, right, your body is a sack of blood, right?
Yeah.
Blood is a fluid. If you boil a fluid, it's going to expand in most situations. His blood is boiling so hard that it needs to escape, and it's gonna pop out of his vessels.
Yeah.
Specifically because it's boiling. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
This is really bad.
Oda is holding back no punches, dude. I beg, I plead Oda to stop punching me while I'm on the floor. His eyes glazed over with glee and rage. Just won't stop punching me. But all the townspeople around Shinobu, I love this part of the chapter. But all the townspeople are like, I heard it was only supposed to take a second. I thought he'd be screaming. This is surprisingly boring. Yeah, I thought he'd be screaming and dying in agony. I'm gonna get going now. I can't waste any more of my time on this fool of a lord.
How fucked?
And Shinobu fucking, like, pulls her fucking sword out and, like, is about to kill this guy. And she's like, how dare you call him that? Say it one more time and I'll end your life. And they're like, oh, she's got a sword. And I love, like, Shinobu screaming, like, you are the fools. And I love this shot of all of the Onimo Banshu. Like, they're not on edge or anything. It's just all of them just turn around and they're like, that's Shinobu, Captain.
I wonder if they're going to do anything about it next chapter, or if they're just going to let her cook.
I have no idea. I think they might just let her cook, but maybe. But even Kinemon is like, what the heck is Shinobu doing? Like, why is she making a scene? And here is quite possibly the most fucked up part of this whole chapter. Like, Shinobu starts screaming to all the people in the flower, I think they're in Courier, in the flower capital. But she's like, why do you think, or who do you think has been ensuring that you all live in peace? If you lose Lord Oden now, you'll all come to understand you'll know just how much misery he kept at bay. It makes me mad just looking at it. Orochi is no shogun or even a dictator. Orochi doesn't want to rule over a populace. And we get the flashback of the talk that we knew that Shinobu saw. Yeah. The behind the scenes talk, the deal that was made, we finally get to see it. We knew that she was going to be the one to tell it. I kind of had thought that she would have revealed that in the current timeline, but it makes way more sense now. And I'm happy not to wait because this was really good.
Yeah, no, a lot of people like didn't like it. Didn't trust that Oda had a view in mind. A lot of people were kind of impatient about it.
Yeah, the man's been doing this storytelling stuff for like 10 years, and people are like, well, I don't trust it. I'm like, dude, come on, like, come the fuck on.
Got it.
He's got us, bro. He's got us, bro. But God, okay, we see right after Oden like tries to attack the barrier, and we get what Orochi said to Oden, and he says, "If you ask me, every single person in this land is guilty of persecuting the Kurozumi clan. I don't care if every last one of them dies. I took the shogun's throne to drive this country into ruin, to complete my vengeance. Years ago, my grandpa committed a crime and was forced to commit seppuku. Our clan fell into ruin, and that was one thing. But then the rest of the family left behind was chased and terrorized by strangers who claimed they were performing justice." And you see, like, it is kind of fucked, all the people, like, it's the Kurozumis, and like,
yeah, no,
assumedly Orochi's mother is getting like beat to death. Like, it shows her like all bloody in the face, like,
right,
holding her hand out to
she's
him.
reaching out. Yeah.
They beat us, threw us in the river, killed us. I was so terrified of the mob of fools that I couldn't sleep. Sleepgate 2020. The man who committed the crime was long dead at this point. The bloodline of the daimyo killer. Apparently, even a child can be a criminal if he happens to have the name Kurozumi.
Well, look what happened to him. Look how he ended up.
Yeah. And Oden's face is like, fuck. Like, okay, doesn't excuse his behavior, is kind of fucked.
It is. I do feel a little bad.
Yeah, so everyone in Wano is a target for my vengeance. You will reap what you've sown. And this part specifically, then, from a room in the back, he produced a tribute for Kaido, a great stock of weapons, and many hundreds of kidnapped people. And we see all these people, like, just bound and gagged, like, in some storage room for Kaido.
Yeah, right there in the castle, too.
And this, okay, it's in the flower capital that this happens, and I wanna bring you back to, I think it was in Act 1, or maybe Act 2? No, it had to have been Act 2. When Brook and Robin and all them are in Orochi's castle, and they're scheming, and they're going through, Brook's job, if you remember, was to find the poneglyph.
Oh, yeah.
And he was going ghost like Danny Phantom, slipping through the walls trying to find the poneglyph. And if you remember, he came out, and he was like, oh, I found a room with the poneglyph, and there was also, like, hundreds of Kokeshi dolls, he called them, and it was like these, like, or he said there was hundreds of like statues of people. And now I'm starting to get kind of worried.
Hear me out. Okay, so we know what the clone fruit does to a single person, but do we know what it does awakened?
I have no idea.
You smelling what I stepped in? So
I'm kind of smelling what you stepped in.
the old lady, assumedly she's had this power for quite a long time because she's old. So what if those people weren't real? What if they probably were? But what if they were all just Kokeshi dolls, and she mass transformed them into these people and whatnot? I don't know if that's within the purview of the clone fruit, but I'm saying what if it's awakened or something along those lines?
Yeah,
just to tie the 2 points together.
Yeah, that could be pretty interesting. Maybe. See, now hopefully Bon Clay has that power. Hopefully he just let my man's fruit be awakened. Come on, man.
Bon Clay can break out of the prison just by impersonating someone.
He has touched Magellan before.
He has.
He actually had. He could have. I think he could escape at any point he wants because he's touched everybody there. Hannibal, Magellan, shit. He could have made it out, but he chose to sacrifice himself for Luffy and them to escape.
I want him to show up.
Yeah, I like I said, with the introduction of these Kurozumi clan members that have Bartolomeo and Bon Clay's fruit, I think it's pretty much guaranteed. I mean, we know Bartolomeo is confirmed going to be in Wano because the Grand Fleet has to come because whatever the incident is going to be during that final big ass fight in Wano.
Shit's gotta pop off.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that Oda introducing these two fruits in the flashback is kind of his way of setting up hey, remember both of these fruits, they're going to be important in the current storyline. I'm drawing a parallel, guys. And I just really want Bon Clay, I just want more Bon Clay.
I want Jinbei to bring the homies, the caravan.
Bruh. You already know when we get back to the current timeline, you already know Jinbei, it's gonna be a scene where they're in trouble or something, and you already know Jinbei's gonna roll up with the Thousand Sunny. He's gonna be at the fucking helm. And now, I want the people on the ship helping him fucking sail it is Bon Clay and shit. I don't know if Jinbei even... Well, no, he knows who Bon Clay is. Never mind.
He does, yeah. I need it.
I need it. I also need, after seeing everything that Orochi has done, I said it in the Discord and I will say it again. I want to join the Tournament of Power from Dragon Ball Super. And I want to push myself to the absolute limit, go Ultra Instinct, and beat Jiren, and win the tournament. And when the Grand Kaioshin arises the Super Dragon from the Super Dragon Balls, and he says you can make any wish you want. Now, the real wish is obviously to bring back all the universes. No, fuck that. They're all gone. They're all gone for my mighty plan. I want to wish on the Super Dragon Balls that every instance of Orochi in every multiverse is just gone. Thanos snapped from existence. I don't want this man ever to breathe in any multiverse ever.
Is it really a super dragon that comes up?
Yeah. The Super Dragon Balls are the size of planets. And then the Super Dragon is
what the fuck?
Mega big. Yeah, dude. Dragon Ball Super. It's wild.
That's some Gurren Lagann shit.
Yeah. That's basically what the Super Dragon is.
God damn.
But this man is a bastard.
Bastard man. We get back to the flashback within the flashback. And Oden and Kaido clash real quick. Super, super quick. And in the middle of it, one, Kaido looks fucking stupid because of how he's standing. Two, Orochi makes a suggestion. You want to stop the kidnapping? If you go to war against us, you'll lose far more than you bargained for. And Shinobu continues saying that Oden chose to accept this offer. If he made a public dance in the buff at the same time every week as an apology to the Kurozumi clan, then he would lose all of his standing, but he would save 100 lives with each dance. And they promised after 5 years, they would sail away from the country when they were done building these ships. So Oden danced every single week, region to region, to protect the people. Something that we knew. We already trusted Oden on that.
Yeah, and I like this line of he traveled from region to region every week, making certain nothing had changed. Like, fuck, dude.
For
Like,
all of these years,
oh,
Lord
God.
Oden has been protecting this land. So tell me again, who are you calling a fool of a lord?
This shot, too, of Oden just, God
Taking
damn.
it.
Like, see, this is how you always know that it's fucking serious. In, like, when we're in Wano, you know, we've pointed out before, like, all the dawns become like, bang, bang. But anytime you see a dawn, like a true, honest to God, a true, 100% pure
Bonafide.
dawn, like, da-dun, that's how you know that shit is real in Wano. And we get to see that as at the final page as everybody's shocked, like, oh my God, he was doing this for us, like, fuck. And Oden is just holding the plank with his people up. God.
I'm feeling so many different ways. I'm not excited for next week because I have a feeling that, like, Oden's gonna do some shitty thing. Like, they're not just gonna watch him for an hour, right? Kaido might, but Oden wouldn't. Orochi wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, something has to happen. Like, so from what we know from Zou, is that Momonosuke saw his father's final moments? Because in Zou he mentions that, well, he definitely for one mentions that he spoke to Kaido because he remembers Kaido telling him, your father is a fool of a lord, like, as he was getting boiled. So I don't know if Momonosuke is going to end up, like, running to this place to, like, try to help his dad or something. I don't know what's going to happen with that. And we also know that, like, Oden's already taken out of commission, but the 9 scabbards go to the castle, which is now lit on fire, to help Lady Toki and the kids escape. Because they're trying to help. They try to help the family. So I'm thinking, like, if maybe, like, the Hour of Legends is not up yet. Like, we're still in the hour. Like, we were only, according to the chapter, we're only 4 minutes into the hour.
So, do you think Oden's gonna stay there the whole hour, and then, like, basically Kaido doesn't, like, hold his end of the bargain? Or some shit like that?
Something like that. It could be multiple things, because, like, what I was thinking as I read it was that I think Oden, like, I think it might be a safe assumption to say that he does end up, like, breaking the pot or something, or, like, he ends up.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, something could happen, and he gets pissed, and he ends up breaking the pot and, like, trying to fight Kaido again. But I mean, this boiling is taking a toll on his body, so even if he does break out and try to fight Kaido again, like, he's not gonna win. But I don't know, man. Also, from everything we know about Oden, like, he just is such a kind-hearted dude, and he just believes the good in everybody. So, like, I really think that he honestly believes Kaido, and maybe Kaido's telling the truth, and it's Orochi's that's not gonna, uphold their end of the bargain, but.
It's, like, unfortunately likely.
Yeah, Kaido seems to find it interesting, like you pointed out. Like, he's just laughing, yucking it up, like, yeah, I'll keep my end of the bargain. Like, this is fun. Kaido seems to just not give a shit. But Orochi, piece of shit that he is. God damn, he's fucking ugly, dude. I don't know. All I know is I want to see how Momonosuke ends up in front of Kaido and there. And, like, what happens. Also, the traitor, if there is still a traitor, if that's still a storyline that's going on, is it possible that Oden is holding one of the traitors on top of the plank, and, like, will one of them come clean because Oden is, like, sacrificing himself for them?
In retrospect, I feel really bad for accusing Kanjuro, Mostly because he just hasn't said anything and still hasn't said anything. But does he deserve that?
Yes. No. He's just like quiet in the back drawing his like stupid little fish and stuff, and we just pointing at him. This guy's a fucking murderer. Like, oh! God. No, this chapter is really fucking good. I like I said, we are definitely in for at least a couple more chapters. This shit is not ending next chapter.
It's gonna be a couple of months. Dude, it's gonna be... Can you imagine spending a whole year in a flashback?
Oh, shit.
Like a calendar year?
Dude, that'd be fucking crazy.
I don't think it would happen, but...
I think it'll happen
okay.
Endgame, or maybe half a year. I think when we finally get the shit about Joy Boy and we start putting the pieces together,
that would warrant.
That's gonna be a big ass flashback. When we get the scene, when Robin has finally read all the poneglyphs and she starts reciting the history of everything that happened to us, we're gonna get that flashback, and that's gonna be like the longest flashback probably. But I'm gonna be so happy.
Can you imagine, like, we like hard cut to a one page spread of some random guy with a straw hat, and just like it ending being like, who's this strapping young gentleman? And the whole like community being like, it's Joy Boy!
Yeah, just fucking screechy. Oh god. Literally just Sammy classic Sonic band. Yeah! Screeching. Oh man. Dude, I'm excited that we're not going on break. Cause I like, this chapter was so fucking good. I need more of this. Oden, I would like to say to everybody, on behalf of us at Paramecia Fancast, or at least me, to everybody in the community that's been like saying stupid shit, fuck off. Oh, man, all these people talk about Oden. Like, I saw some people. This is the little rant portion. Let me get into this because I got a vent. I saw some people like, well, why didn't Oden, like, why did Oden believe the deal that Orochi did? That, like, that's dumb. He's stupid. Like, this is unbelievable. I'm like, no, it's very believable. Like,
he's a good guy. Okay, people like that are the same kind of people that would like go into like some research study, like for psychology or something, and they'd sit there and be like, I'm not susceptible to the placebo effect because my brain hole is 5 bajillion upvotes. And they go into the study and they're like, they take the placebo and they're like, I'm feeling side effects.
Yeah.
I'm dying. And it's like, you're not immune to this.
You dummy. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, no. Oden, from the very start of this flashback, from the very beginning, he's been set up as, like, the character with a heart of gold. Like, he's been set up as a tragic character that, like, I guess tragic in the sense of, like, the way the viewer views him at first. Because we got the Sukiyaki's, like, retainer telling Lord Sukiyaki, like, oh my god, here's the laundry list of everything that Oden has been accused of and done, quote unquote. And then when we actually meet Oden and we see him, like, stop the mountain god, and they're like, oh my god, like, they're gonna tell all these stories of you, and he's like, I don't give a shit. And he like saves the people, and they're telling this horrible story about him, and he's like, yeah, whatever. Like, from the start, he's been a character that is so selfless and caring of everybody else. Like, he doesn't care what happens to himself. He cares about the well-being of others. When he gave Orochi money for, like, no reason, like, he literally outright stated, like, yeah, like, shit, he needed help, so I was just giving him some money. Like, I didn't,
he knew he wasn't getting it back.
Yeah, I didn't think anything of it. Like, he said he needed some money, and he was indebted to Yasuye, who I like, so I'll give him money, I guess. Yeah, he's been set up as this, like, tragic character, but also as a character who, like, just believes the good in everybody.
He's like, selfless, entirely selfless.
When he met Whitebeard, like, he ran up to Whitebeard, and yeah, okay, he clashed with him, but he was instantly like, he didn't talk to him as if Whitebeard was an enemy. He was like, oh my god, let me go to sea with you. Like, and every single shot of every island they went to, it was all the same. It all started as Oden running into the island like, oh my god, this island is so amazing, and everybody running behind him being like, hey, you can't do that, this is dangerous, like, stop. Like, he just has this pure Luffy like sense of like adventure.
Right.
Like, he's just
not
very
dumb.
Yeah. He's just very pure and trusting. And like, you know, these islands might be fucking dangerous, but he's just like, no, this is so cool. Like, this is beautiful. I love this. I love the outside world. And like, I don't know. He like, he's so pure to a fault that I don't know. The fact that anybody in the community is like confused about that or like says that he has bad characterization, that's just fucking wild to me.
A lot of people don't realize exactly what characterization is and like how it's like built upon and how it changes and everything. It's the curse of like the shonen consumer, because the formula that's been going on for like a long while, instead of like someone growing as a person, character development in shonen series instead takes the form of like, I got a new power, or I can control this thing now.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I love Boku no Hero, we see it mostly there, where a lot of like the main characters' developments are revolved around like their abilities growing, particularly Deku. With Bakugo, you can see him change as a person, but there's like a lot of people saying that, wow, that's unfounded, and it's like, I don't like.
It's not unfounded.
Have you ever been a high schooler?
Yeah.
If you haven't changed from how you were in high school, you either Mother Teresa as a high schooler, or guess what? You're still a pretty bad person.
Yeah. But
and I can say that with confidence.
Yeah, it's just the trap that like, you're right, it is the shonen trap, because I see a lot of people who like review the chapters, and like, nothing against them as like people and shit, but like, I see them say stuff about these chapters and I'm just like, that's just such a fucking wild take that like, you'd either have to like just outright not understand what you're reading, or you're just saying this to like stir up shit. And I don't believe it's the latter, and I really do believe it's the former. Like, I think people are just like blinded by this fucking, they're blinded by this hype, and they're blinded by fucking like stupid power level scaling.
Yeah, and that's what the focus is for so many people.
Yeah, and it's conversely absolutely not the focus of Oda. Like, Oda's focus on One Piece has never been the fights. Like, yeah, it's a shonen series, so there's gonna be fights, but the focus has never been the fucking intricacies of a fight. We're never in One Piece. We are never gonna have Kira Yoshikage versus Josuke Higashikata. Like, we're never gonna have a chess game of a fight like that.
Right.
Never.
What we remember is the lead-ups to those fights. So, you know, I personally love Luffy versus Arlong or whatever.
It's always going to be a clash
crazy
of
good
ideals. Like,
right. It's an ideological front, but also the lead up to it is Nami like not breaking down as a character, but shedding her like shell, her barriers as a person, and thus asking for help.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is what we remember. You know, sure, it was cool. It was sick as fuck. That fight was great. But no, we remember why it was important. Not just how cool it was. Because, like,
and I would,
if it were the case of, like, just it being cool, more people would remember Nightmare Luffy than, like, as it stands.
Yeah.
No one's talking about Nightmare Luffy. Why? Because the stakes kind of weren't there. It was just like, big. It was kaiju versus kaiju. You know?
Yeah. In all of One Piece, it's definitely the case that the fights exist to service the narrative, as opposed to the other way around, which it is in like a lot of other shonen stories. The like even a fight as good as like Rob Lucci and Luffy, like there was so much going on behind the scenes and such an ideological difference between the two characters, and it was a good fight, but it also had like an amazing build up to that fight, as opposed to like something in Bleach where like the fight between Byakuya and Ichigo, like it was, you know, idealistic to a point, but it was not set up as deeply as like a fight in One Piece would be. It was literally, it was the story setup was simplistic because the focus of the fight was the Bankai. It was the power-ups themselves. It was one character overpowering the other one. And at the end there was a, you know, at the end of that fight there was a conclusion drawn about, like, there was a connection drawn, a parallel drawn by Tite Kubo between like the ideals of Byakuya just being outright wrong and you know, outdated, and the ideals of Ichigo triumphing over Byakuya. But that was never like the setup to the fight was literally like, oh, I'm going to overpower you with my mega power level. It was like the correlation and the story and like the ideals were like, they were secondary to the action. And I see a lot of people trying to force that kind of view onto stuff that happens in One Piece, and it just doesn't work. But I also see those same people kind of like disliking chapters of One Piece and disliking characters for what I feel are like the wrong reasons or something. There's like a mistranslation that they're not getting. And I think it's because of that sort of like everything has to be power scaled and everything has to make sense on a numbers basis. And it's like, nah, not really.
To drive the point home, I will reinterpret a quote from a very bad situation that Jump faced, that editors said a very bad thing. Do you remember the nipple fiasco very recently? It was a couple of months ago. Where
what?
Everybody buckle in.
What the fuck?
Jump had a nipple fiasco.
I know of is the Dr. Eggman one for Boku no Hero. That's the only fiasco I remember recently.
See, that was like a racial line, like that. That was like an actual like international.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Issue.
That's like, I don't know what Nipplegate is. Please inform me.
Nipplegate, for lack of better term, was there. I don't know what fucking manga this was, but it was clearly like not just the mangaka, but like the editors, the publisher, everybody like top down was in on this. Insofar as like on one side of the page there was like this like 4-comic panel, and like one of the panels like near like the middle, like top middle, was like this like tapioca soup or some corn porridge or something, but it had these bits, and the bits were like located in specific places. On the other side was an advertisement for that exact like 4-panel like gag comic, but it was like this oh god, I'm going to use a word I really don't like, quote unquote opai loli. It was basically like a teenage girl, a minor with like bajillion D-cup tits, and she's like in an onsen, but like the clouds are like covering her nipples and her pussy. But if you like looked at the page, these pages were back on back, the corn porridge with the bits and like the no nipple like giant tit minor. But if you wet that page, or if you shone a light at a specific way, the bits in the corn porridge looked like nipples on this child. And
I am looking at it. I just looked it up, and wow, yeah,
wow. And like, this is not something that like, you know, the mangaka didn't like gotcha on Shueisha. Like, everybody was involved on this.
It was an inside job. Even this picture, somebody's showing the transparent thing, and you can see part of the next page. And like Deku and Asta from Black Clover are literally like eye level with these titties, and Asta's just like holding a thumbs up. This picture is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's orchestrated, and so there was a lot of backlash internationally and within Japan of people saying like Jesus Christ, don't you have like women on the editorial team? Like, did this not make people feel uncomfortable? Like this and that or whatever. And then Jump basically came out the fucking gate, like shooting themselves. They thought this was a great response, but they shot themselves straight in the foot. And they were like, we don't have female editors, which is like, whoa, you're coming out strong, man. And then they go saying, a woman can never understand the heart of a child. That is the quote that I want to use. One, holy shit, that's fucked, guy.
Yeah.
First of all, Kimetsu no Yaiba, like, sorry?
Yeah.
Second of all, I feel like, so, the heart of a child that Oda, like, goes for, and what he tries to allure to is this sense of wonder and, like, adventure as, like, One Piece itself, the first arc is a allusion to like Oda's ideals in his writing. He wants a sense of romance, not how we use it in the English language, but as a sense of like not like romantic as in love, but romantic as in like having this pure desire of just like a wholehearted desire and following that towards an end. Something that we would say in English as like being manly. I don't know how to interpret that properly, but
it's weird,
romance.
I gotcha.
That romance is what Oda is looking for. Whereas the rest of this ding dong publication is being here like, haha, titties, haha, power levels. And like
makes sense.
People have latched on to that kind of like publication, and you know, not okay. I don't agree with the whole nipples thing. Like, this is a children's shit thing. Like, it's already bad enough that you've got like porn, like actual pornography, not gravure porn, like tits and pussy porn.
Yeah.
Right next to Jump. Like, it's already bad enough. But so I don't agree with that. But like there's nothing wrong with this like power scaling, this and that. Sure, it makes you feel excitement and whatnot. But
yeah, I'm not saying don't power scale. I'm just saying like
Oda's going deeper is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it should not be the end all be all. Like there are some people in the community that treat it that way. Like yes, you know, power scale characters, yes, but that is not Oda's intention. So like Oda is not trying to power scale these characters. He doesn't write the manga thinking, oh man, this chapter, I'm gonna make Kaido level up by 2 levels, and that way he'll be stronger than Oden. No, he's just writing a good story with well thought out characters. You, secondarily to the story, like outside of the story, can power scale. And
are projecting this power scaling onto them.
Yeah, but when you do that power scaling, just be sure that you're like actually like just don't be a fucking idiot. I don't know how else to put it. Like don't say stupid shit like, oh, the story's bad because it doesn't do this, because the story isn't trying to power scale. Like the main example is like when I see people like, oh, like get mad at like, they're like, oh, like that fight was fucking stupid because like Katakuri, like Luffy didn't win because Katakuri, like, you know, beat himself. It's like, bro, like, Katakuri's, like, yeah, it wasn't a power scaling thing. Katakuri wasn't like, I'm now going to lower myself 12 levels. Like, he was in the story, in the moment, he was like, no, this isn't right. Like, you know, like, I'm not going to win because somebody cheated for me.
Literary device. Foils. Yeah. We see them all the time.
Yeah. The same thing as what happened recently with Kaido. Like, and like, I don't know. We've been told since the beginning, like, this was the sword that like scarred Kaido. And then we see it happen, and everybody's like, wow, how the fuck could he like attack Kaido like that? Like, that's dumb. And I'm like, bro, like, I think it mostly happens with Kaido now. People take
because he's invulnerable and he can't die.
Kaido's introduction was supposed to be so over. It was meant to be over the top like that. It was meant to be this sort of legend that people told around the world, because that's the way it was supposed to be told.
And that's what he is. Like, he still is that.
Yeah, Kaido is this like crazy Yonko that nobody other than the other 3 Yonko know any information about. So to the outside world, yes, all the stories about him are distorted and hyperbolic in nature, because he is this grandiose being. Like, he's this fucking monster. And everybody took that speech as like absolute fact. And now it's like, if anything happens to Kaido, any sort of person touches him, oh, it's bad
Kaido's
writing.
jobber.
Oda fucking ruined Kaido. It's like, no, you fucking idiot. Like, I'm so mad at you right now.
This is really hypocritical, and like we're gonna keep running around the fucking the discourse on this.
Yeah,
so
if we keep going, we'll go
I'm
around
a bookend
circles.
this with advice that I should follow. I'm dyslexic. I can barely read. Pair that with ADHD. Why could I read? Go read a book,
Duh.
please.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
my main thing is man, read a book. Just learn what
Stop
theming
reading
is.
only comics and manga, because that's not explicit. Like, it's artistic, but it's not explicitly like using conventional literary devices in the way that Oda does. Like, to be honest, I suggested One Piece to Adri, not for the sake of our relationship, because I think that is jacked up to do. Like respecting each other's like hobbies, that's great, but like, I didn't want to drag her into it. I suggested it to Adri because she is a English rhetoric and lit major, and I believe that she would like and appreciate One Piece as a literary piece, because it uses that. Like, I just read a book, guys. Come on.
Yeah, it's fucking good. It'll go back endlessly. Like, I don't know. I'd love to. If you have opinions on this, tweet at us or tell us in the Discord.
Call us stupid. Shit.
Yeah.
I probably am.
Come to our Discord. Links on like all over our Twitter. It's in our Twitter bio and like on the pinned
We
tweet.
are at Paramecia Cast on Twitter.
Yeah, at Paramecia Cast on Twitter. Paramecia Fancast everywhere else. Nice segue. Nice segue. That was fucking seamless, bro.
Got him. It gets better if the more we talk about it. That it's a good segue. It makes the segue even better.
It's even fucking better, dude. Yeah, follow us on all of our social media. Paramecia Cast on Twitter. Paramecia Fancast everywhere else. Facebook, YouTube. You know the deal. We are going to be releasing episodes every Monday following the official release. As soon as the episode is uploaded to parameciafancast.libsyn.com, it is sent to every podcatcher in the universe. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher.
You know, the ones they use in Andromeda, they go...
Yeah,
you
the
know,
one that
those
Picard
podcatchers.
uses in the new Star Trek Picard.
But
yeah. Go ahead and follow us on all those. Don't subscribe to us on all those platforms. Give us a like if you like the podcast. Give us some good rate the episodes if you like them. It really does help us out a lot.
If you see us tweet, comment on it. Like we've pulled back the curtain as much as we can. If you have a favorite creator of any kind and you're following them on social media, right now it seems that for the all magical algorithm, commenting shows that you like it more than retweets and likes.
Yeah.
So hot tip.
Definitely like it. If it's something that you want to retweet, go ahead. But a comment goes a long way. And comment whatever, dude. If you want to meme us.
Meme us.
Like, well,
Meme us.
Yeah.
We've been saying it for a while, but definitely keep an eye on the YouTube, because I filmed a prototype earlier today, and I gave pointers to myself. I basically like did a whole episode that was just like recap but no commentary, and I'm like, why the fuck would I upload that? So I'm gonna run it one more time tomorrow. I don't have time tonight, but
yeah,
we're gonna be doing that.
Yeah, we're gonna have. So I think we finally got the plan. We're gonna have the main channel, Paramecia Fancast. We're gonna upload the full episodes every week of the podcast there, and we're gonna have a secondary channel for all of the other like separate manga reviews. So that way, the Google Analytics doesn't get the YouTube algorithm doesn't try to fuck any one of the channels.
Yeah, you can't cross the streams.
Yeah, you can't mix like podcast lengths with like regular ass length videos, because the algorithm like starts to prioritize one over the other, and then it'll fuck your analytics, and it won't recommend your video, and people say it's a whole computers, man. Am I right? Yeah. But, yeah, keep an eye on our Twitter for sure. That's where the announcements are gonna come for the YouTube channel and stuff. And yeah, that's about it. Do we have a theory, or is it just gonna end on the Seinfeld?
Did you know? Fun fact. We'll end it on this. Crack theory. It's actually just a fun fact. The Seinfeld theme, each and every single time, was recorded, like re-recorded for each and every single episode to get the comedic timing on point. I don't know why they did that, because there was no comedy there. Heyo!
One Piece is just overglorified Seinfeld.